Offsiders, welcome to yet another episode of Offside Talk. I am your host, Emin Küçük. I am with my co-host, Fatih, as always,
hello.
and my other co-host, Omer. We've got a fun segment for you guys this week again, but before we go into Fatih's segment, big news this week, Fats, with a Newcastle possible takeover. What's going on? What are we hearing? What are your thoughts on it?
The last thing that's the rumour is that the deposit's been made, so that looks like the Newcastle
Done deal.
takeover. Yeah, it's almost a done deal. I think they're probably waiting. I don't think it's the time to announce anything. For obviously the Premier League's not happening at the moment, so it pretty much put a massive doubt into what's exactly happening. I think you'd rather wait for like the Premier League to open, maybe even for the league to actually finish to announce actually something or come to a resolution, because it can play a massive factor with a lot of stuff, especially with teams and players. Oh, am I going to be here next year? Am I not going to be here next year? You know, if you're not exactly a superstar in that team, you're going to be like, well, do I really have a future in this club? Considering you can go and buy £100 million players, considering the backing that they have. Now, if this pay does go through or this takeover does actually happen, they go straight to the top of the richest club in the world. And it's a significant difference between 1 and 2 from a financial backing point of view. Probably, I think even City and Chelsea and United and Real and PSG and all that combined don't even get close to the amount that this backing has. What are they called? PIF?
Yeah, PIF.
We call them the PIF here. The Saudi-based investment group. So, yeah, look, if they take it over, it's going to be massive. The amount of players that they can buy.
Ohms, if this deal does go through, what do you think is going to happen with Newcastle? Are you expecting instant results here where they're contending? Maybe not champions, maybe not premiers, but are they contending in their first season? Do you think it's going to take a while for them to get into gear? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, when you look at City, when the Arabs took over them, I would have thought it would have taken a long time for them to win anything, but they surprised me. They won a fair bit of championships, a lot of domestic titles. With Newcastle, well, it's hard to say, man. Like, considering where Newcastle's heading because of that idiot, what's his name, Mike Ashley. He was running that club to the ground, and you don't want to see any club being run to the ground anyway. So their tale's like a tale of what's it called, Sunderland. They were going to be on the verge of Sunderland 2.0 if Mike Ashley was still in charge. But I don't see them bringing world-class players straight away. Winning anything, it's hard to say. I don't think in the first year. Second year, they might win something. Might. But I find it'll take them a little bit just to, when they bring in players, gelling in, there's talks of them possibly bringing Rafa Benitez back. I read somewhere. That if he was to come back, it'll be a huge boost for them. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't think they'll win anything within the next couple of years. I could be wrong, but like I said, it's hard to really say.
Maybe not with winning, but I mean, for Newcastle where they are at the moment, I would say that getting a Europa League position, maybe in the top 6 or whatever, in the next coming couple of seasons would be success. What do you think, Fatih? Do you see them in a Europa League or a Champions League position, qualifying position in the next few seasons?
It's hard because you give an example, like when City came up, they disrupted the big 4. So then we became the big 5. Then Tottenham received backing, now you're the big 6. Now Wolves have money. I'm not saying you're the big 7, but you can see that the push that they've done for top 6 already. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the big 7 now with Newcastle getting in there. So even a Europa League position is going to be hard, because if you got the big 5 now going head to head, and I'm going to exclude Tottenham on that only on the sense of just the way that the Arsenal's going to slowly start to rebuild again. Man City, Liverpool's always up there at the moment. United's rebuilding and Chelsea's rebuilding. And Tottenham, it feels like they're just sort of in a middle space. So there's 5 positions technically already gone to the big 5, if that makes sense. Then you got, I'm not saying that Sheffield United will stay up there, considering that they are now, because I think you have to give them a few years before you can say, okay, this team is actually they're the real deal. They look like another top 10 breaker.
Oh, definitely.
Exactly. And but for Newcastle, I can't see them winning, to be honest, because there's too many heavy duty teams. It's not what it was like 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
Where a team can just get bought and then go and get 30-40 million players, 40 million pound players, and just go, okay, I've got a team, go get a hectic manager, and then that's it, done. Because nowadays it's more along the lines of, you got money, the team that you're trying to buy from knows you have money.
That's right.
So everything's going to become a ridiculous price. And
Well, they've got the money.
they have the money, but
when does it become too much as well?
Yeah, that's right. Like,
I don't think
they're not going to go around spending £100 million on a player straight off the bat.
20 million.
Exactly. Like, look at City, for example. When they first started buying business, they were hitting the 20-30 million mark, and they were buying very good players. Even when they were buying Aguero, when they were buying David Silva, and all these types of players, they weren't paying 80-90 million for
it
them.
was different back then.
It was different back then, exactly. So now you're looking at it and going, okay, I need a striker. So who do I go buy? Who can I buy that's going to actually come to Newcastle? So that was the difference. Now City, on the other hand, they didn't go out and go buy a superstar straight off the bat. It was more, okay, we need to buy within our reputation here.
Yeah, but Aguero was a big signing.
Aguero was a big signing, but at the time, Aguero was only known to football fans. He wasn't known like a superstar player. Like even Drogba, when Chelsea signed Drogba, no one knew about him. It was just another French striker.
Yeah, but Aguero, like when you're saying Aguero and Drogba, obviously I didn't hear about Drogba until we went to Chelsea.
That's right.
But I heard about Aguero, and personally, I was like, I was excited for him coming to the EPL.
Oh, 100%. Before we signed Torres, I was always saying we should have signed Aguero. And that was on the basis of just how great he was at Atletico Madrid. But now it's more along the lines of, okay, does Newcastle go and buy an Aguero type like player from Atletico Madrid or another striker from La Liga somewhere? That's sort of unrealistic at the moment, because when Man City did it, they were already contending for top 4 Champions League when they went and going to buy these types of players. It wasn't, we're new to it. They weren't contenders, but they were like, you know what, we're playing European football, or we're getting close to European football, or our vision's here. We can start attracting the talent that we need. But for Newcastle, I think you'd have to give them the same way Man City. Man City came up with a 5-10 year plan. And I think Newcastle are going to do the same. They're going to go, okay, in 5 years, our aim is we're going to break into the top 4. That's our aim. We're going to upgrade facilities. We're going to upgrade our team. We're going to get the manager. We're going to do this. We're going to do that.
Their stadium's pretty good too. I like St James Park. Pretty big.
It's a pretty big stadium as well. I reckon it just needs a bit more work.
Tweak. Yeah.
A bit of a tweak, especially if you're starting to play Champions League football, or if you're aiming to play Champions League football. But yeah, I reckon 5-10 years. Europa League would be a start. 100%.
So in 2 seasons, let's say Newcastle qualifies for Europe, do you see that as a success for them?
If they go through on the basis of, say, FA Cup, I'd say it's in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
If they go through on the basis that they finish 5th or 6th, I say that's definitely a successful takeover or successful transition.
Mm-hmm.
Because to do that within 2 years for a team that, sort of mid-table to lower mid-table-ish, I would say that's a massive improvement. And then to go and do good in the Europa League and start to show that, you know what, we are going to play in the Europa League often, or we might break into the Champions League, or we build a strong enough team and they go win Europa League and we're playing Champions League next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's all baby steps, man. You can't accept.
That's right.
No, definitely not. You're not expecting them to win the EPL in the first season. All right. For a bit of a different view as football fans who follow the EPL, is this something that brings this excitement to you guys, or is this like, I don't know, well, how do you guys feel about another team being taken over?
Another challenge for me.
Well,
I
yeah,
reckon.
it's exactly what Omer said. It's a challenge.
Just sick of the top four. Tottenham's not really.
The top four's dead, but
Hmm?
top four's dead. It hasn't been top
You've
four.
had Leicester in top 4 most of the season this season.
But Leicester's not a top 4 team.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well,
No,
if
you're
you're
talking
talking
about
about
the
a
big
top
four.
4, if you're talking about, you're talking about big teams 4.
I'm talking about the
United,
standard.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, those 4 are so all over the place right now that you've got Leicester in most of the, top 2, top 3 of the season.
It's good. It's good for the league. Like, you don't want your Man United, Arsenal, whether it's Liverpool, Chelsea, or whatever, always making a top four. It's always good to mix it around a bit.
Oh, definitely.
You can't always have the same teams always like year in year out. Top four is the same. It just doesn't make it as exciting. With this takeover, looking forward to the challenge if they can put their cards on the table and see what they can provide, and not only for their fans but for their opponents as well. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, look, it is definitely a challenge. The only negative that I see is the same thing that's going to happen when Chelsea and Man City took over, or their takeovers. An influx in wages and an influx in the player transfer fees. It happened. Now look at Neymar. Look at PSG. PSG is the best example. They broke the barrier of a 200 million euro player.
It's going to become standards, surely.
Correct, because 200 million euros was never heard of. And then what happened was, okay, the market itself realized, okay, we've got a 200 million euro striker. Okay, our defenders are now worth 70, 80 million. Then we had John Stones. Then we had Harry Maguire. You had Van Dijk. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can see what's happened now. If Newcastle come out and say, okay, you know what? We're going to build a team for £1 billion. Doesn't matter. We're going to spend that much money. There's nothing that anyone can do to stop us besides financial fair play, if that even exists. And we're just going to build that team.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So what's going to happen is then Liverpool need to pay more. Then Chelsea need to pay more. Then Man United need to pay more. And I think that's where the biggest problem is usually with takeovers, especially with a very rich background.
Mm-hmm.
But then I always come back to what I said before, which is how attractive is Newcastle to bring in a high player? Do you know what I mean? Like, can they really bring in, I don't know, a Timo Werner or, I'm just going to say Mbappe, just for shits and giggles. Like, can they really bring in a superstar like that, a youngster, and say, you know what, come, we're going to give you the money, we've got the backing for it, we're going to build a team around you.
Mm-hmm.
And is that kid going to go, okay, you know what, I'm going to take this chance. I'm going to take this massive chance and come to this Premier League, and I'm going to wait it out 2-3 years and see how I go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll rather wait till it's confirmed, and then we'll just see from there. But there is positive, there is negatives, but we're just going to have to wait and see.
And that's a wrap on our talk about the Newcastle takeover. We'll move on to Fatih's segment.
All right, boys. The segment is called Who Am I? Okay, so each question will have 3 hints. The earlier you get it, the more points you get. So out of the 3 hints, we'll go 3 to 1 point system. These are all players you guys should know. They're not players where it's like players with the reserve grade of some team in League 2. No, nothing like that. Some players are retired and some players aren't, but as the questions go, you will get them. It will be your choice to move, a joint decision that you guys have to do to move to the next hint. Okay.
So can we have multiple guesses then on the same hint?
You can have as much guesses as you'd like, just not constantly, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't just go listing the whole entire Liverpool squad.
Like with Emin. C, D.
C, D, B, D, A. It's
There's
not
no
multiple choice.
choice.
There's no multiple
Yeah.
choice, so you got to actually have the name of the... I'll take... If you can say the last name, it's mainly because, anyone can say, yeah, it's Paul, and then Paul what? Like,
We're going to say the full name, sure.
full name if you possibly can.
Yeah.
have to.
Okay. If it's on the last one, you guys are really struggling, I'll try to give
Unless
you
they're
another hint
Brazilian,
if that
because
comes
no
to
one
mind.
knows their first names.
All right, so you gentlemen ready?
Yes. Good
All
luck,
right,
James.
boys. Oh, wait, I've got to get that nice little sportsmanship there. So you guys are ready, done and dusted. All right, so who am I? All right, this is the hint number 1. All right,
I'm nervous.
I'm 42 years old. I was born in France, and I'm currently retired. However, I have played in the French, English, Spanish, and American leagues.
Zidane.
Thierry Henry.
Bing bong,
Nice.
ding dong ding. Straight
Nice.
on the ball there, Omer, with 3 points on the first hint there.
Yeah, the boys.
That
That,
is
was
a-
my second guess.
that
What'd you say, Zidane?
I don't know. It's the
That
first
was-
one that came to my mind.
That was an excellent start there, Ohms. You know, just a reminder, Ohms, you haven't won a trivia yet.
I
so
don't give a shit.
Ju-
Ask
just,
the question, I
I'm
wanna
just
win.
giving a reminder.
I don't
Just
give a
giving a
f-
reminder
didn't ask
that you
you.
haven't won.
That's
You
shut
haven't.
the fuck up. Just ask the question.
You haven't won. But it's a good start. To
Yeah,
not,
well, that
to
happened
not
last time,
having
didn't it?
won. You know, I'm just
happened
letting you know. I'm
last
just letting you
time.
know. I know we end up drawing. All right, not hint. Question number 2. I'm currently 44 years old and born in England. I'm also retired. However, spent majority of my time playing in England for one club.
Beckham.
Nice, good work there. Emin with the recovery.
You fucking guessed the fuck out of that, didn't you?
Bro, he spent most of his career in England.
Good work.
Fucking how many players did that?
Yeah, it could have also been like no one.
Just for shits and giggles, my second one
Also
would have.
Lampard.
No, he played for City.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Wow, you guys are on the ball here. Can't even. I should have just wrote one hint. Number 3. I was born in Italy and currently 51 years old.
Oh wow.
I spent my entire career in Italy.
54.
How old is he?
51 years
51.
old. So he's retired.
Toddy.
No, Toddy's not that old.
You know,
Oh, he's not.
well, you both get one guess each, and then I'll go to the next hint to make it more better. So
Del Piero, he's not that old either.
no. All right. So hint number 2. Where is hint number 2? There we go. I am a 5-time Champions League winner and considered one of the best defenders of all time.
Oh, what's his name?
I know. Left back.
Maldini.
There we go. Good work, Ohms there with 2 points on hint number 2.
Nice work, bro.
Good work.
The name just didn't come to me.
That's what she said.
All right. Number 4. I'm currently 33 years old and still playing in the Premier League. Before signing up with the club that I'm currently playing for, I played for Stocksbridge Park Steels, FC Halifax Town, and Fleetwood
I've
Town.
never heard I don't know who the fuck they are.
You said that there was going to be no Division 1.
Yeah, I
These are
know.
like Division 8s, bro. This is like club.
Wait. He's 33?
He's 33.
Vardy.
Good work there.
Nice.
See?
Nice.
I don't know
Nice.
who the fuck they are. What made you guess Vardy?
Because I know he's played for like Tin Pot clubs.
That is true. He did play for Tin Pot clubs.
Nice.
Fun fact: him and Harry Kane were on the bench at the same time at one stage at one of these clubs. Yeah, to be that manager. All right, boys. Number 5. I'm currently 36 years old and retired. I've played for 2 major teams in England. He has played for other clubs, but he's played for 2 major teams in England.
Lampard?
Anelka.
How old is he? He's
thir-
played for fucking everyone in England.
36 years old. All right, moving on to hint 2. I started my career at Feyenoord and finished my career at Feyenoord. I'm a Premier League winner under Sir Alex Ferguson.
Quite.
No, he's
No.
for Liverpool.
I played for
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Van Persie.
Van Persie it
Nice.
is there, Omar. Good work there.
Are you serious?
I knew it was
You're
some
wearing a
Fener
Liverpool jersey
player.
to count.
I don't know. I knew it was some Fener player, but
You know what? His next. Actually, I wasn't gonna mention Fenerbahce because I knew it'd be a lot easier. My last hint was a bit easier. I left Arsenal to play for Manchester
I was
United.
actually. That's why. Yeah, I should have
No.
said him. Van Persie.
Yeah, like he did. That would have been way too easy.
All right, boys. Number 6. I'm currently 40 years old and retired. I appeared in 4 World Cups.
Wait. Say it again.
I am currently 40 years old and retired.
Yep.
I appeared in 4 World Cups. He's a handful of footballers that fit under that category.
That's the thing.
Oh, we don't know nationality.
And you won't.
40? You says 40.
He's 40 years old, yeah.
I don't know who's played
it
for.
Del
I'm
Piero?
gonna
No.
go Zidane.
No. All right, hint 2. I spent majority of my time in England, however, have also played in my own home country. I scored a goal in the 2014 World Cup that is considered one of the greatest World Cup goals of all time.
2014, that's not even that long ago.
He's played 4 World Cups.
He's played 4 World Cups. You might
played
actually be
in England.
surprised when you guys hear the name, or if you guys guess the name.
Played in England.
Played in England.
And he's...
Would you like me to hint? 3 is a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah. Just
Holmes?
give the points to Ohms.
It's got to be a joint.
He's 40. I played in England and his hometown 4 World Cups. Drogba?
No. He hasn't played 4 World
I don't
Cups.
fucking know, man.
All right, number 3. Get ready, boys. I am considered for scoring goals with my head and was born in Sydney,
Tim
New
Cahill.
South Wales. There we go. Good work, Ohms. I couldn't even finish the question there. Excellent work there. There's your 1 point. Just a bit of a score recap. Emin, you are on 3. Omer, you are on 11. So at this stage,
You've already won.
you'd have to get the next 3 questions all on hint 1 to
Yep.
win.
That's not happening.
You never know. You never. Maybe.
No.
Maybe. The next couple of ones you should know. Or you will know, but yeah, shut up. All right. Hint number 1. I am 31 years old and born in Brazil. I have represented both the Brazilian and the Spanish national team.
Costa? Diego Costa?
Yeah, that's it. Ohms, Diego Costa.
What a pig. What an absolute fuckwit.
Yeah, if you read the story on it, it's actually pretty funny. Because he actually got booed at the next World Cup because it was in Brazil. And to be honest, it was sucked for him because Spain got out of the group stages and they lost the first game 5-1 to Netherlands. So it wasn't the greatest of World Cups for him.
Well deserved it.
Moving on. This one is a bit of a tricky one, but I can probably get there. I'm 30 years old and currently still playing for the only club I have ever played for. I am a World Cup winner.
30.
He's 30 years old and he's still playing for the same team he's always played for.
And he's won a World Cup.
And he's a World Cup winner.
Mbappe?
He's not 30.
Oh, I full forgot about the age. My bad. I full forgot about the age.
I
was like,
And he hasn't played for one club.
hasn't he? I don't know. I don't follow PSG.
He was
I
at
mean,
Monaco.
I don't
That's where
know.
we went from.
I don't know. Shows you how much I know about him. But I was like, this could be someone young and still playing for the same team. So I full forgot about the age.
I'm going to go to the next one,
Same
Ohms. I'm going to go to the next one now. All right. I represent Germany and was part of the team that beat Brazil 7-1 in the 2014 World Cup. I scored the opening goal in that fixture.
Muller?
Good work. Ohms with the recovery here.
Nice.
Good work.
There's no recovery, bro. What do you mean? It's a one-man show.
I meant his trivia form recovery here.
Okay.
Look, it is safe to say Omer has won.
I want to finish this whole fucking thing.
But we are going to finish this, of course. Number 9. I currently play in France, and I'm a World Cup winner.
Mbappe.
Oh, hold on. It is the right answer,
Give it to Omer.
but I don't know who to give that one to.
Give it
so
to Omer.
I might actually have to refer to the audio on the editing part of it. But you both are correct in that manner. Okay, but you know what? We'll split the points there. I'll just give you
Go
one
1.5.
each. I'll give you one each there on that one. All right, the last question. My phone got stuffed up. Where is it? There we go. I am 35 years old and retired. Over my career, I have played for 6 clubs and have won a domestic title in 4 of those clubs.
Oh.
Check.
No.
What hell is it? 34?
35. So recently retired.
It's not that old.
35, play for 6 clubs.
Played for 6 clubs and won a domestic title at 4 of them.
Drogba?
No.
36,
34.
34.
35.
I've got to pay attention to the ages.
39.
35.
That's a lot of...
Schneider?
Good work.
You got 2 on the
Excellent
same
on
one.
that, man.
Nice work.
The next one I would think would have probably given it away. I won the treble in 2010.
Yeah.
I was part of the Dutch
Before you
team.
finished, the oldest said Schneider.
I was part of the Dutch team that lost the World Cup final to Spain in 2010. Ohms.
James gets his first win.
Look at that, Ohms. Ohms with the recovery there. What did you end up on? So, Emin, you ended up on, it's a hard one for you, 4. Ohms 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18. Not bad. 18 or 20, I can't remember, but this is a landslide.
I'm not coming next week.
That's what she said.
No, they always come next week with me.
So I got to make these a bit harder next time. But yeah, congratulations.
How can you make it any more harder than that?
Players you guys actually don't know. We'll play with like League One players or something like that.
But we'll be here all fucking night.
But yeah, congratulations, Ohms,
Congrats,
on your victory.
Thanks, sir. Fucking finally.
Finally breaking that duck. Emin, got to bounce back from this one, mate.
I'm not coming next week.
All right, boys, thank you for participating in Who Am I?
And that's a wrap from us at Offside Talk, guys. As always, our social media links can be found down here. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and to subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also reach out to us on our social media if we've made any mistakes, if you have anything to add to the discussions that we've had tonight. And as always, stay offside.